Hello there, this is Gregory Baird and Fluffy Kitty coming to you from Canada's Movie and TV Hosers. Today I'm talking about the new series on Prime, Gen V, which is a spin off from The Boys. Now, if you haven't been checking out this show and you have Prime, you're really missing out because this is some amazing television. As same as The Boys, this is really good storytelling. The writing is it's top tier. It's HBO level quality. Now, this show is all about, because it's in the boys universe, so it's about Supes and how everyone's abusing their powers and what real people would do, and it has to do with a lot of evil in the world. But even if you take out all the superpowers and everything, this show still stands up because it's about young adults in university, and they're dealing with real life problems. Now they're also dealing with some insanely crazy and outrageous comic book wacky problems and a lot of real evil stuff. But all the characters have a lot of depth to them. The main character Marie, she's got her blood powers, and a lot of people's favorite, including mine, is Emma, also known as Cricket, and she's got her shrinking and growing powers, but she has to be bulimic because she has to eat. When she eats, she grows big, and then when she purges, she gets small. Which means, I was thinking about this character, just in order to survive, has to do this every day because otherwise she wouldn't be able to eat. Every time she eats, she grows bigger. So she would have to drink water, purge, and then eat when she's small to get back to a regular, just in order to survive so that she can eat. Otherwise, she would die from not eating. That's, try not to think about that too much. Now we're up to episode 7, which is called Sick. And I believe there's only one more episode that's coming for this season, although the show's already been renewed for a second season. And we're getting a lot of, well, not a lot, but we're getting some guest stars from The Boys, the original series. This episode we got Victoria Newman, that's the politician from The Boys. Spoilers. This is all spoilers, by the way, because it's on TV. Victoria Newman, that's the politician who keeps blowing up people's heads over in The Boys, and she's doing the same over here. We get Colonel Grace Mallory. So the Colonel, she shows up again. That's great. I've really been enjoying the Dean character, Shetty. She's just she's just really evil. She's not a soup at all. And in the last episode, which was great because we got an appearance from Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy, and man, this character, not Jensen Ackles himself, but the character is he's such a terrible person, and he's from the 40s, and he's even a terrible person like back in the 40s. I'm not saying people from the 40s were terrible, but he shows up as a cameo in the last episode, and love it. Just, I don't want to spoil it, what happens there. And so much of this show it's a comment on, like, these two shows, they comment so much on real life. In the background everywhere, I keep seeing these Dawn of the Seven posters, which is because they did a director's cut in, I think, the third season of The Boys, which is a parody of the Zack Snyder's Justice League that came out during the pandemic. You'll see all the other characters. You'll see like Homelander, Queen Maeve, A-Train. They're all on posters in the background, so it really connects. I'm wondering if this series takes place, like, it starts as a prequel, but then like the main story of this, I'm wondering if it takes place concurrently to The Boys. So while The Boys, after season 3, is currently, all the boys and that, they're off doing their own thing, I'm thinking maybe this is happening right now, and then when we pick up with The Boys season 4, it'll be after the events of this. Because the Dean Shetty, she seems to be really evil, running this Woods laboratory, And we find out this episode that the whole university is just a front so that they're studying these kids in these soups. And now they've developed this virus that only affects soups. And Shetty wants it to be contagious, which now the doctor, what's his name? Edison? Is it Edison? I'm not sure. So now it's contagious. And we find out this episode why the dean wants this. It's because her family was killed on one of the planes that went down where Homelander was involved. Probably not from the first one, where he, in the first season of The Boys, he destroyed a plane that had a politician on it and it went down. Instead, it's the second plane that went down that him and Queen Maeve tried to help out, but then they had to leave and it went down. And they left all those people. Man, that was a really intense scene. So apparently the dean's family was on that plane, and so obviously she wants to kill Homelander. Man, everyone wants to kill Homelander. The guy's terrible. Which, by the way, Anthony Starr's amazing as Homelander. One of the best TV villains I've ever seen. If you can think of a better TV villain than Homelander, let me know down in the comments below, please. But I'll have to think on that if I can come up with some better TV villains than this guy. What else do we got here? Kate, the one character who's been controlling everyone's minds and making everyone forget what's going on. All the other kids, they don't trust her. I wouldn't trust her either. Yeah, so there's this virus out there, and Newman ends up with it. And of course she kills the guy. I mean, as soon as he says, like, no one else knows about it, of course she's gonna... And what happens? Boom, his head blows up, because that's exactly what she does. I don't think this show is using cameos really well, because they don't just bring in all the cast from The Boys and be like, hey, here's these characters that you've been seeing on this other show. Whenever they bring someone in, it's for a point. I mean, they saw A-Train in a small cameo in the first episode, and that was years ago, and it makes sense. And now bringing in these couple of other cameos this episode and last episode worked really good. Oh, one other thing I want to mention, the puppet fight. There was a puppet massacre. I think it was either from episode 6 or 5. I think it was 5, but man, that was great. If you haven't seen that, go check out this show, and there's a great violent scene, but it's all done with puppets, and it's probably one of the better things I've seen on television this year. I could go more into this, but I don't want to prattle on. I'm loving this series. We've got one more episode to go. We don't have a name for it yet, so that comes out next Friday. Man, there's been lots of stuff coming out on Friday. Between Gen V, what else we got here? Loki Season 2, Upload, and now I think we're going to get another show that's supposed to start on Friday as well. Is it Invincible Season 2? Jeez, my Fridays are just busy watching TV now. Anyway, that's a couple of my thoughts on this new Gen V series. I'm loving it. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Maybe you don't like it. Maybe it's just too violent and too crude for you. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me that much. There's definitely shock value in it, but it's a lot of good storylines, great writing, and there's a lot of good laughs in it too. I enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free to leave a like. Fluffy Kitty would really like that, and you can always subscribe for more content.